Have you ever faced a challenge that felt impossible? Today, we uncover a story that will inspire you to rise above adversity and embrace your true self. Trust me, you won't want to miss this captivating journey. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now so you never miss an episode. Let's get started. It was an unusually quiet morning in the towering skyscraper that housed the corporate headquarters of Connolly Enterprises. The polished floors reflected the fluorescent lights above, casting an almost sterile glow throughout the building. Amelia, the janitor, pushed her cleaning cart down the hall, her heart heavy with the weight of her daily struggles. She had always been diligent, scrubbing away the remnants of the previous day while trying to maintain her dignity in a world that often overlooked her. "Amelia, you're late on the third floor again," a voice called from behind, dripping with condescension. It was Karen, a blonde receptionist who prided herself on her position. Amelia nodded, forcing a smile, but inside her heart sank. She knew that no matter how hard she worked, she would always be seen as less than. Today was different, though. Today, Amelia had brought her 9-year-old daughter, Maya, to work. The school had been closed for a teacher's meeting, and with no babysitter available, she had no choice but to bring Maya along. "Stay close to me, honey," Amelia whispered as she positioned Maya in a small corner of the staff lounge, a designated spot where she could safely observe without interrupting. Maya was a curious child, her wide eyes taking in the bustling office environment. She loved languages, often spending her evenings with books and online tutorials, dreaming of traveling the world someday. But right now, all she could do was watch the adults bustle around her, their hurried footsteps echoing off the walls. Amelia could feel the weight of judgment as she cleaned around the office. She was the only black among them, and the white employees often exchanged glances and whispers, assuming she was a simple janitor lacking in education or ambition. "Just a cleaner," they would mutter, and Amelia would feel the sting of their words. But she had dreams for Maya, dreams that her daughter would rise above the prejudices that held her back. Suddenly, a loud voice broke through the monotony of the day. "Is there anyone here who can translate this?" It was Jason, the CEO, his booming voice demanding attention. Employees turned their heads, eyes wide with surprise. "If anyone can translate this document, I'll give you one of my buildings." His challenge echoed through the room, and the atmosphere shifted from mundane to electric. Maya leaned forward in her chair when she heard the loud voice echoing from the hallway. Curiosity got the better of her, and she slipped off her seat, quietly moving toward the office where the sound had come from. Peeking inside, her heart skipped a beat as she saw the paper in Jason's hand filled with strange characters. Her small voice trembled, but she gathered her courage. Can I try?" Gasps filled the room, and then laughter erupted among the staff, Jason's derisive chuckle ringing out the loudest. "Whose child is this?" Jason asked mockingly, scanning the room for answers. "Oh, it's just a janitor's daughter." Someone snickered, and the laughter returned, louder this time. But Maya felt a spark of determination. She looked at her mother, who had rushed forward, concern etched on her face. "Sorry, sir, she's just joking around," Amelia said, fear creeping into her voice. But Maya shook her head, her small hands clenching into fists. "I can try," she insisted, her voice steady despite the doubt surrounding her. As the laughter began to die down, Maya's heart raced. She knew this was her moment. Could she translate the document that could change everything? Maya stood poised in front of CO, her small frame dwarfed by the towering adults around her. The laughter had faded, replaced by a palpable tension. Jason, still smirking, held the document aloft, his expression a mix of disbelief and skepticism. "You really think you can translate this?" he asked, crossing his arms. "What does a janitor's daughter know about business languages?" Maya felt the eyes of the room upon her, some filled with doubt, others with curiosity. She glanced at her mother, who looked anxious but proud. "Mom, I can do this," Maya whispered, her voice steadying. "Okay, little girl," Jason said, his tone dripping with condescension. "Let's see what you've got." He tossed the document onto the table, the pages fluttering as they landed. Maya approached the table, her heart pounding. She picked up the document, its foreign script swirling before her. She had spent countless hours at home practicing translations, huddled over her books. But this was different. This was real. Taking a deep breath, she began to read aloud, translating line by line. This document is a contract for a partnership with a client from France. They require a translator for the meeting scheduled tomorrow. The words flowed from her lips, each one a testament to her dedication and passion for languages. As she continued, the room began to fall silent. The initial mockery had transformed into astonishment. Jason leaned in closer, his amusement fading as he processed the content of her translation. "How can we trust that what you're saying is correct?" he challenged. Try to regain some semblance of control. Maya looked up, unflinching. "You can have another translator review it if you'd like. But remember, you promised me a building," she replied, her voice unwavering. Gasps rippled through the crowd. The CEO's face turned a shade of red, a mix of embarrassment and disbelief. "This is just a child's game," he muttered, but the uncertainty in his voice belied his bravado. Amelia stood at the edge of the room, shaking with nerves but filled with pride. She had never seen Maya so confident. Her daughter was no longer just a janitor's child. She was a force to be reckoned with. As Maya finished the last line of the document, she looked Jason straight in the eye. "If I'm wrong, you can keep your building. But if I'm right, you have to keep your promise." The CEO's silence spoke volumes. He glanced around the room, noting the wide eyes of his employees, many of whom had previously laughed at Maya. The atmosphere had shifted from ridicule to respect. "Fine," Jason said, his voice begrudging. "I'll have my lawyer review your translation." Maya smiled, a mix of triumph and relief washing over her. With one bold move, she had challenged the status quo, not just for herself but for her mother and everyone who had ever been dismissed because of their background. As the CEO turned away, Maya felt a swell of pride. She had taken a stand, and in doing so, had begun to change the narrative. The following morning, the atmosphere at Connolly Enterprises was charged with anticipation. Whispers filled the hallways as employees speculated about the outcome of Maya's bold challenge. Jason had promised to have her translation reviewed, but everyone wondered if he would actually honor his word. Amelia arrived for her shift, her heart racing as she pushed her cleaning cart through the familiar halls. The usual condescension from her colleagues felt different today. There was a mix of curiosity and newfound respect in their eyes. As she worked, she overheard snippets of conversations about her daughter and the surprising turn of events from the day before. Was she really did translate it correctly? One employee mused. Could you imagine? Amelia couldn't help but smile, pride swelling in her chest. Maya had taken a stand against the tide of prejudice, and perhaps, just perhaps, she had sparked a change in how people viewed her mother and their family. When Maya arrived, Amelia was waiting for her in the staff lounge. "How did it go, sweetheart?" she asked, her voice a blend of excitement and apprehension. "I think I did well, Mom. But I'm nervous," Maya admitted, her eyes wide with anticipation. She had spent the night replaying the events in her mind, hoping she hadn't made a mistake. Just then, Jason strode into the lounge, his expression unreadable. The room fell silent, and all eyes turned to him. He cleared his throat and the tension thickened. "I've had the translation reviewed," he began, his voice firm. "And it seems you were correct, Maya." Gasps filled the room. Amelia's heart soared with joy. Maya's face lit up, a mixture of disbelief and triumph washing over her. "Well, I never thought I'd see the day," Jason continued, his bravado faltering. "You've proven that talent can come from anywhere, even from unexpected places." He paused, scanning the crowd. "As promised, I will be transferring one of my buildings to you and your family." Maya's jaw dropped. "Really? You're serious?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Yes, I am. And I'm also offering you a scholarship to a prestigious language program," Jason added, his tone softer now. "You have a gift, and I want to ensure you have every opportunity to nurture it." The room erupted into applause, the laughter of the previous day replaced by admiration. Employees who once looked down on Amelia and Maya now saw them in a new light. As the applause faded, Maya turned to her mother, her eyes filled with tears of joy. "We did it, Mom. Can you believe it?" Amelia knelt down and hugged her daughter tightly. You did this, Maya. You showed them who you are. I'm so proud of you. In that moment, Maya realized that her love for languages and her determination had not only changed her life, but had also begun to reshape the perception of those around her. She had turned mockery into respect, and in doing so, had inspired her mother and others who felt invisible. As the day unfolded, the atmosphere at Connolly Enterprises began to change. Employees greeted Amelia with smiles, and some even offered to help her with her tasks. For the first time, she felt seen. Maya's victory was more than just a personal triumph. It was a testament to the power of courage and a belief that anyone, regardless of their background, could achieve greatness. Days turned into weeks, and the buzz around Maya's extraordinary achievement spread far beyond the walls of Connolly Enterprises. News outlets picked up the story, highlighting the challenges faced by a young girl who dared to defy expectations. Maya became an unexpected symbol of hope and resilience, inspiring others with her story. At school, Maya was met with admiration from her classmates. "You're famous," one friend exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. The whispers that had once surrounded her now transformed into words of encouragement. "Can you teach me some languages?" Another friend asked, eager to learn from the girl who had captured the attention of a CEO. Amelia watched her daughter blossom, pride swelling in her heart. She had always known Maya was special, but now the world was beginning to see it too. Yet, amid the joy, Amelia felt a tinge of anxiety about the changes happening around them. Would people forget about their struggles? Would they still face prejudice, despite Maya's newfound fame? One afternoon, while cleaning the conference room, Amelia overheard a few employees discussing the recent events. "I heard Maya is getting a scholarship." "How wonderful," one exclaimed. "It's about time we recognize talent regardless of background," another added, their tone filled with sincerity. Amelia felt a warmth spreading through her chest. Change was happening, albeit slowly. The mockery that had once filled the air was being replaced by respect and recognition. But not everyone was pleased. Jason, while publicly supportive, had colleagues who expressed their discontent in hushed tones. "What does a janitor's daughter know about business?" One executive scoffed at a meeting. Jason remained silent, knowing the truth behind Maya's talent. But the tension in the room was palpable. One day, during a corporate event, Jason stood before a crowd of employees, ready to address the issue. "Maya's story is a reminder that talent can come from the unlikeliest of places," he began, his voice steady. "It's time we challenge our perceptions and embrace diversity in our workplace. We can all learn from her." The applause that followed was thunderous. But Amelia noticed a few skeptical faces in the crowd. She realized that while Maya's accomplishment had made waves, real change would take time and effort. Later that evening, Amelia sat down with Maya. "Honey, I'm so proud of you. But remember, not everyone will be supportive of our journey," she said gently. "Some people may still judge us based on our past." Maya nodded, understanding the weight of her mother's words. "I know, Mom, but I want to keep showing them that we're more than just our circumstances," she replied, determination lighting her eyes. The next day, Maya decided to take action. She organized a language club at school, inviting students from different backgrounds to share their cultures and languages. "Let's celebrate our differences," she announced, her voice full of excitement. The club quickly gained popularity, bringing together students of various backgrounds. They laughed, shared stories, and learned from one another, breaking down barriers that had once seemed insurmountable. As Amelia watched Maya lead the group, she felt a sense of hope. Change was not just about recognition. It was about fostering understanding and acceptance. Maya was not only changing her own life, but inspiring a generation to embrace diversity and challenge stereotypes. With each passing day, Amelia felt the weight of the past lift. They were no longer just a janitor and her daughter. They were pioneers of change, setting the stage for others to follow. As the months rolled by, the language club flourished, becoming a vibrant hub of cultural exchange at Maya's school. Students from all walks of life joined, eager to share their stories and learn from one another. Maya's leadership shone brightly, and her confidence grew alongside her classmates. But the ripple effects of her achievements were not limited to school. Back at Connolly Enterprises, a palpable shift continued to occur. Employees began collaborating more openly, and conversations about diversity and inclusion became commonplace. The once skeptical executives started to recognize that embracing different perspectives could lead to innovation and growth. One day, Jason called a meeting to discuss a new initiative, a mentorship program aimed at empowering underrepresented youth in the community. He looked around the conference room, his gaze landing on Amelia, who was busy cleaning nearby. "I want to involve our employees in this program. We need to give back and show that we are committed to change," he declared. Amelia's heart raced. She knew this was an opportunity to elevate not just her daughter, but others in her community who faced similar challenges. After the meeting, she approached Jason, her voice steady. "I'd like to help with the mentorship program. There are many talented kids in our community who need support." Jason smiled, genuinely impressed. "I'd love your input. Amelia, your perspective is invaluable." This exchange marked a turning point for Amelia. She had always felt like an outsider within the corporate walls, but now she was being invited to contribute her voice. The transformation was profound, and she began to feel a sense of belonging. Meanwhile, Maya's language club was preparing for their first cultural showcase. Students were excitedly working on presentations, performances, and food from their various cultures. Maya had taken the lead, encouraging everyone to share their heritage. As the day approached, the buzz was palpable. On the day of the showcase, the auditorium was filled with parents, teachers, and friends. Amelia watched from the front row, her heart swelling with pride as Maya took the stage. "Welcome, everyone. Today, we celebrate our diversity and the beauty of our differences," Maya began, her voice ringing clear. As the performances unfolded, the atmosphere became electric. There were songs in different languages, dances from various cultures, and stories that resonated with everyone in the room. The audience was captivated, and Amelia felt tears of joy welling in her eyes. After the final performance, Maya took a moment to speak. "I want to thank my mom for always believing in me and for teaching me that we can achieve anything, no matter where we come from. Let's continue to lift each other up." The applause that followed was deafening, and Amelia felt a surge of hope. This was more than just a school event. It was a celebration of unity and resilience. After the showcase, Jason approached Maya, his face beaming with pride. "You've done an incredible job. I'd like to invite you to be a part of our mentorship program as a youth ambassador. Your voice matters," he said. Maya's eyes widened. "Really? I'd love that," she exclaimed, excitement bubbling within her. She looked over at her mother, who nodded encouragingly. As the evening wore on, Amelia couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the cusp of something bigger. The changes in their lives were profound, and the impact of Maya's bravery was rippling through their community. But deeper challenges still lay ahead. With newfound recognition came scrutiny. Some employees remained resistant to change, and whispers of doubt lingered, testing the resolve of those who had embraced Maya and Amelia's journey. Amelia knew they had to remain steadfast. Together, they would face whatever challenges came their way, determined to pave the path for future generations. As the mentorship program took shape at Conley Enterprises, excitement filled the air. Maya, now a youth ambassador, was eager to make a difference. Her passion for languages and her desire to empower others fueled her commitment to the program. However, not everyone was thrilled about the changes. In the weeks following the cultural showcase, a small group of employees began to voice their discontent. They felt threatened by the new initiatives, questioning the need for diversity and inclusion efforts. "Why should we cater to those who don't fit the mold?" one executive remarked during a meeting, his tone dripping with disdain. Jason, determined to move forward, addressed the concerns head-on. "Embracing diversity isn't about exclusion. It's about expanding our horizons. We have the opportunity to grow and innovate by bringing in fresh perspectives," he countered. Amelia, now actively participating in discussions about the mentorship program, felt the weight of the resistance. She knew the journey toward acceptance would be fraught with challenges. After one particularly heated meeting, she found Jason in his office, staring out at the city skyline. "Are you okay?" she asked gently, stepping inside. Jason sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I didn't expect pushback like this. It's disheartening to see some people clinging to outdated beliefs. Amelia nodded, understanding the struggle. Change is hard for many, but we can't let the negativity overshadow the progress we've made. Maya's story is proof of what we can achieve together. That evening, Amelia shared her concerns with Maya as they prepared dinner. There may still be people who don't believe in you or your dreams, she said, stirring the pot. But remember, you have the power to inspire change. Don't let their doubts dim your light. Maya listened intently, determination shining in her eyes. I won't, Mom. I'll keep working hard and showing them what's possible. As the mentorship program kicked off, Maya organized a kickoff event, inviting local youth to learn about various career paths and the importance of education. The event was a resounding success, with students from different backgrounds filling the room with enthusiasm. But amid the success, the discontent at Conley Enterprises simmered beneath the surface. Rumors began to spread, and whispers of sabotage floated through the halls. Some employees were overheard mocking the mentorship program, dismissing it as a publicity stunt. One day, as Amelia was cleaning the break room, she overheard two executives discussing Maya. What's so special about her? Just because she translated a document, one scoffed. This is just a trend. It'll pass. Amelia's heart sank. She felt a surge of protectiveness for her daughter. She knew this was a pivotal moment, not just for Maya, but for everyone who had ever been underestimated. That evening, Amelia and Maya sat together, discussing the latest developments. Mom, I heard some people talking about me at work, Maya said, her brow furrowed. They don't think I deserve this opportunity. Amelia took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. People often fear what they don't understand, Maya, but you have to keep moving forward, believing in yourself. You're making a difference. Maya nodded, but the doubt lingered in her heart. What if they succeed in bringing the program down? We can't let their negativity dictate our path. Let's focus on the positive impact you're making, Amelia replied, determination in her voice. You have supporters who believe in you, and together, we can show everyone the value of what you're doing. The next day, Maya decided to confront the negativity head-on. During a meeting for the mentorship program, she spoke up, addressing the doubts directly. I know some of you may not believe in this program, she began, her voice steady. But I'm here to show you that anyone can achieve their dreams, no matter where they come from. I'm living proof of that. The room fell silent, and for the first time, Maya felt a sense of empowerment. She shared her journey, her struggles, and her aspirations, hoping to bridge the gap between skepticism and understanding. As she spoke, she noticed a few employees nodding in agreement, their expressions slowly shifting from doubt to curiosity. Perhaps this was a turning point they needed, a moment of connection that could foster change. What lesson did you take away from it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and how would you rate this story from 1 to 10? Don't forget to rate the video. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.